Hi everybody, welcome back to Level Uploading, Fight Feelings, Face Facts with yours truly, Shay. Happy Friday everyone, this is being recorded on Friday. Not sure when you guys are actually going to get a chance to view it, but it's Friday nonetheless. I have had a very long day. I actually am working on, at work, we're working on our new, I don't know if you guys know what an ERP, but it's basically like our operating system. In case you don't know, that stands for Enterprise. That stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Yeah, Enterprise Resource Planning System. And we've been with it for quite some time, and we're still struggling. Now, mind you, I have not been with the company for a full year yet. So there's a lot of things that I missed in the meantime. So this week has been very hectic, but I still have been managing to get some consistent content out for you guys, and I will continue to do so because at the end of the day, if I can spend 8+ hours a day on someone else's dream and their passion, I can definitely make time to spend on my own. And that's just that one, that. Okay, period. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. Let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. Is about something that might be a sore subject for you guys, or that you actually might not think is really beneficial, or you might not think that it's really that deep. But I actually did an experiment myself on it, and I have been noticing amazing benefits. So please just come into this with an open mind, hear me out, and we'll, dive deeper. So one thing that I have noticed is that our music, the music that we listen to, has an extremely big impact on how we feel and how we go about our day. This had been something that I have been getting convicted with. I have been getting convicted about the music that I was listening to and intaking very frequently, but it was still very mild conviction. Like, it was just something that was like in the back of my mind. It wasn't anything that was like blatantly thrown into my face. And so one day, I've told you guys I don't have a TikTok, but I know y'all probably be like, what she talking about? That's my stuff. I love TikTok. To each your own. I don't have a TikTok, but from time to time, things make their way across my other timelines with my Instagram and also, of course, my Facebook. To each their own. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, for me, to me, it's just not my thing. No shade, no tea. But so I came across this video, and it was basically just saying, like, we're listening to all this trash music and all this low vibrational depression, addiction, divisive, I hate my man, I hate my woman, dudes ain't nothing, women ain't nothing, all these different things that we're listening to and we're intaking. And to us, we thinking, oh, it's just entertainment, it's just I like the beat, or I like the vibe, or it just gets me hyped up, or whatever the case may be. We all have our little excuse and our little spiel for that. But honestly, it really does have a big impact on how you look at the world. So I actually wrote a little note to myself, and this is what I said. The music that I listen to is very important. Stop listening to the music that reminds me of my old ways and start listening to music that encourages and propels me into my new ways. And that, y'all, ever since I really took that seriously and really just tried it. Like, even I started off very slow. So right now I've been incorporating gospel. What else? I'm sorry, guys. I did have little notes here because this was all spur of the moment. It's like all of the things were jumping at me at one time for this episode. Like, today has been a day, so I had to kind of get some notes in here because my mind is scrambled after this work day, after this work week. Neither here nor there. I know y'all are like, girl, shut up.
We don't care.
Let me tell you. What you gotta say? So I basically switched over to listening to affirmations. Tony Jones, oh my God, amazing affirmations. I love it. I love the way that she helps me with my self-talk, the negativity, the other little voice, the voice of the enemy. The voice of doubt, the voice of fear. Her affirmations in the morning have been really helping me to just start my day off with a refreshed, positive way. Not talking about anything negative, not talking about unaliving anybody, not talking about cheating people out their money, not talking about playing anybody, not talking about haters. Just pure, positive, good energy. So I started off with that, and that had been really working really well for me. And of course, I had my days where I would kind of switch over and kind of, if I need a little turn up music, I would, because that helps me. In my mind, I was thinking like that helps me get pumped up for the day. But honestly, looking at the research, like I'm a researcher, looking at the personal research for my life, it really wasn't helping me. It helped me to, act pumped up, but my spirit was literally sad, and it was messing up my perspective on life. And so as I started to get closer and closer with my walk with God, I started to, of course, incorporate more of my gospel. And I like old school gospel. My mom, we grew up listening to gospel, from the old Baptist type gospel to the New Age, non-denominational type gospel to in between. I started incorporating some of the hip hop and R&B gospel acts. Like, oh my God, I have been sleeping on so many people that were amazing. Like, and I could still get turned up. I could still have the beats that I liked. I could still have the cadence that I liked. I could still have, like the swag that rap and R&B has. I was still able to enjoy that, but with a positive message, and that was actually talking about something that was important to my life, which of course is my relationship with God. And the impact and the way that I am showing up in the world after listening to that all day, or listening to that in the morning, getting my day started in that way, oh my God, my mood is a gazillion times better. I'm more positive. I'm more hopeful. I'm not, woe is me. I'm not as irritable. I'm not sitting here, ready to do the back and forth. And if you're on social media right now, you know that the back and forth between the man and woman, the 50-50, the who pays this, the what do you bring to the table, like that energy is all in our music right now. It's being pushed down our throats. And that's another subject for another time. But the agenda behind that is really causing a complete and huge divide. And let's be honest, that divide is very much being pushed in our, meaning Black people's community. Now, I can't say that, I won't sit here and say that I have never heard any other people speaking poorly about each other, but I can say that we're the main ones talking about unaliving each other. We're the main ones talking about playing each other. The closest that they get is country music, and they're crying about being played more so than like purposely making this a goal to continue to play people, if that makes sense. I mean, I just feel like it's overwhelmingly in our community, in my community, where this divisive, negative, depressing, addict music is being played all day. How can we expect to have positive lives? How can we expect to have, great days when we're listening to somebody talking about how many cups of lean they had, or somebody talking about how they hate their life and they woke up and they feel like crap? And, that has a place. There's people who can relate to that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Actually, I kind of am. I actually kind of am saying there's something wrong with that, because if you do feel that way, I think that you should seek therapy, and you should not wallow. You should not wallow. I don't know how you say that word. Let me look it up right quick, because I don't be playing those games. Pronounce wallow. Okay, please say it. Wallow. You should not wallow in self-pity and self-doubt and depression if you can help it. And if you do feel depressed and you do feel, helpless, listening to music that makes you feel even more so and sinks you deeper into that is not healthy, and it's not good, and it's not a flex that people are out here making continual music that way. Like, even not to name a whole bunch of names, but like Rod Wave can get into it. Like, I can see you making 1 or 2 songs about your sad days, but you're not going to make album after album after album about this sad, depressing, woe is me, life sucks music. Like, that's not going to be what you're going to do. My good sis, SZA, that music is low vibrational as ever. Like, the insecurities, the fake confidence that's exuding from that music. And I actually like the album, so don't get me wrong, I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying that listening to the lyrics and the stuff that we're ingesting, I can't listen to that often. Like, that's something that I have to just hear, in passing. I have to just hear about that in passing. Like, I hear that at the club, or not even the club, hear that at a lounge or in a restaurant, and I'll be like, oh, okay, not my head, but I'm not going to be encompassing my whole world into music that's like that. It's just not healthy. Okay, that was my little quick rant. So let me get into my points. Okay. So my mood. So like I said, going into my day, I'm more productive, more happy. I feel loved. And I'm using gospel and affirmations as my method. You find whatever works for you. If it's oldies where they were talking about real love, where they were talking about real life problems, where they were soulful, where they won't. Don't get me wrong now. You got to be careful with that old music too, because they be sounding real smooth and they still be talking about some mess. They still be talking about some mess, so be careful with that too. But if that, there was a time in my life where if I was stressed out, I would listen to a whole bunch of Marvin Gaye, some Isley Brothers, something that's just to kind of decompress. The music that I'm listening to with like my gospel, it helps me with my self-talk. I have a very bad habit of being very hard on myself, and although I know that I shouldn't, and I have been working on it a lot, internally my mind has not caught up fully. My inner voice, rather, hasn't caught up fully to my heart, my mind. And as we're working through that, me listening to things that are empowering me, uplifting me, and making me feel good about me, that has been a tremendous, tremendous help. Okay, also, so I've noticed that my disposition on life has been changed. Not listening to... I'm name dropping today, y'all. I guess I'm name dropping. No shade to them. Like I said, I have enjoyed their music in the past, and I don't want to down talk their music, but listening to music from I'm a hot girl, I'm a city girl, and all I care about a man for is to get his money, and I'll do anything for $1. But it just helps my perception of like how I'm looking at the world. When I was looking at and listening to that stuff, I wasn't. Men were disgusting to me. I looked at them as, they're trying to play me, so I got to try to play them back. I got to get them before they get me, such and so forth. Not my thing. Not the way I want to look at the world. Not the way I want to present myself for the man who God does eventually have for me. I don't want to have that disposition in life. I also don't want to be listening to music that's always about haters this and haters that. Can't trust nobody. That's not faithful. That's operating in fear and insecurity. I am able to trust people to be themselves. I'm able to know and trust myself to be okay no matter how anyone treats me, no matter how anyone shows up in my world. I will be okay. But I don't want to walk around here paranoid and living in fear about everybody being a hater, everybody being, untrustworthy. And don't get me wrong, that's not to say that people aren't haters. They're absolutely haters. People are absolutely haters. But I can't listen and drown myself in that every day. Once you get it that they're haters, you move on, treat them accordingly, and move on with your day. It's very simple. You're sitting here listening to people talk about F this dude, F that girl, F this. How can we ever bring back good, wholesome families? How can we ever bring back conjoined efforts, matched energy? How can we bring that back when we're all day in our ear is that men ain't nothing, women ain't nothing, and then we're supposed to come home and love each other? We're supposed to come home, and don't get me wrong, there are so many people who are going to be like, it's just music, it's not that deep, da-da-da. Do you know how untrue that is? I wish you really did know how untrue that truly and truly is. It's a lot deeper than you think, for sure. Everything is propaganda. Everything. Even this, when I'm talking to you right now, you can choose to do with this information whatever you will. You can, take it how you want to take it. But everything is propaganda, and everything is for a reason. Some people have good reasons, And some people have sinister reasons. This stuff is not pumping out into our community like this for nothing. Division of us as a people has been happening for quite some time now, and it just continues. We continue to feed into it. We continue to have ops. We continue to run down on blocks and blick people up. Yes, I'm hip. Thank you. Yes, I'm hip. Yes, I'm hip. Okay. I know the terms. You can merch that. Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway.
Boy, if you don't get...
It's, you know, our society is dwindling while others are thriving. And we continue to do that. People are listening to music saying, I love my daughter. I love my wife. Can't wait to marry her. See her walk down the aisle. We're a power couple. Not even wrong. They got their sad breakup songs and we ain't never getting back together and all that stuff. But overwhelmingly, they're not talking about running down on a cowboy homie. They're not talking about... I'm gonna tread lightly here because, you know, I don't want to borderline on offensive. But they're not talking about harming their kind in mass ways and mass production of harm just to make a record. Just saying. Something to think about. What's my last point? Oh. Also, just real quick, the stunting music, the music of, you know, I got this, I got that. Are you listening to all this? And it's not helping your self-esteem. It's not helping you to be appreciative and grateful for what you have. It's making you think that you can do more. It's making you think that you need to do more, that you're not doing enough. You could probably breaking your back doing the best you can while you're in your waiting season or while you're in your growing season. But it's making you think that God's timing is not enough. It's making you think that you're supposed to be a millionaire overnight. It's a lot of people who we've seen get a lot of stardom, a lot of fame very quickly, and they don't know what to do with it. And then it turns into hate. It turns into something that hurts their mental health. Sometimes we have to understand that we're not ready for the things that we think we are, and we have to go through the process so that we can be strong, so we can build a firm foundation to stand on, so that when we do get into that season where we are in our purpose and we are at the height and the peak of our destiny, we'll be firm and strong and sturdy enough to deal with the winds that are going to surely come. The winds of hate, the winds of critiques, the winds of naysayers, the winds of people trying to dig up your past and who you used to be, that's going to come. And if you're fake, if your foundation is built on sticks and not bricks, you're going to topple over. So don't worry about listening to the stunting music. You're not there yet, boo. And when you do get there, also still remain humble, because it can be taken away in the blink of an eye. It's a lot of people we can ask about that. It's people outside being loud, so hopefully y'all can't hear that. But anyway, I just want you guys to take a moment just to reevaluate some of the things that you're taking in, especially with the music, because music has a frequency and it affects our brain a lot more deeply than we think. A lot more sonically, subconsciously than we think. It's not just what you're hearing. Sometimes it's the background music. Sometimes it's the energy behind it. Sometimes it's the actual beat. Sometimes it's what's being said underneath what's being said. Neither here nor there. Just really take a moment, reevaluate what you're listening to. See if you can make some adjustments, some changes. Switch out maybe on your ride to work if you don't listen to Lil Uzi Vert. I don't know. I'm just name dropping today. It is what it is. Maybe you don't listen to that. Maybe you listen to something a little bit more positive or something a little bit more uplifting. And then on your way home, you can listen to Uzi. But just start slow. Try to find your balance. Find something that's going to actually work. And yeah, just do your thing, boo. This music is a part of the world. You're going to have access to all kinds and types of music. But it's your job to indulge in it responsibly and to make sure that you're not allowing it to affect how you see the world, your perception, and the way that the world is viewed by you.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? What do you mean by that?
What? Make sure that you're just not allowing it to skew your perception and the way that you view the world. I hope that this episode was helpful. I know I named a lot of people in this episode. I said what I said. But anyway, you guys, have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing day, night, evening, whenever you're listening to this. And I'll see you on my next episode. Bye.